So I get a lot of questions about Brexit. Should the UK stay or should they leave the EU? I'm going to start by talking a little bit about Norway. You see, Norway was asked to join the EU and we said no in the 70s. And then when the politicians didn't get the answer they wanted, they just waited a little bit and then they asked us again, right? And we said no again. So what they will do then is to wait a little bit, and then when there is some slight chance that Norway will join, then they will use their media to propagate this idea massively, and then try again. And they will keep doing that until we join. Well, I remember the Soviet Union when it was dissolved, and you had a chain of humans, miles and miles long, all the way along the border of the Baltic states towards Russia. And they desperately wanted to leave the Soviet Union, right? And then I thought, well, of course they want to leave the Soviet Union. It's obvious. And then they finally managed to leave the Soviet Union, and the first thing they do was to apply for membership of the European Union. Which is sort of like you're being raped and you struggle to get free. And finally, when you get free, you just bend over and ask another guy to rape you instead. And you might think that the Soviet Union was a completely different thing, right? The European Union is so much better. But it's not. The EU is not a European project. It's a project started by forces in the USA. And it's a project with the intention to destroy Europe. Every single people, every single nation, every single culture is going to be destroyed by the EU. That's their plan. That's their ambition. And I just wish to remind you of a few things that the EU has done. For example, they tried to ban private vegetable gardens. And I'm not kidding you, they actually tried to make it illegal to grow your own vegetables. Then we have the case of Britain. And amazingly, they have been allowed to vote in favor or against leaving the EU. Probably it's just a big hoax to make the British people believe they have a choice. But perhaps not. Perhaps they are actually able to vote themselves out of this suicidal European Union. Maybe. And just like the Baltic states, they managed to break free, to get away from their rapist, the Soviet Union, and then just bent over and asked for another guy to rape them instead. The UK is in the situation where it's being gang raped, really. And I don't really understand why anybody are in doubt. Should this gang rape continue, or should we ask for it to stop? I wonder.